beautiful! If this is your first time here, I'm an intuitive tarot oracle reader. Now, my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today's not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy, and I hope everything will be well soon. Now, guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading is all about who will you marry, who's your future spouse. And this is gonna be a very long reading, so grab yourself something to drink, get cozy, and yeah, enjoy. As always, my dear, I have 3 pals that you can choose from, and also at the end of each pal, I'm also gonna get you guys a candle wax reading. So, this is pal 1 with the 2 of cups, this is pal 2 with the lovers, and this is pal 3 also with the lovers. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And as always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal 1, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, who will you marry, who is your future spouse. First of all, my dear, I would like to get you some oracle cards, and then we will dive a little bit deeper into the topic with some more tarot, and at the end we will also get you guys a candle wax reading. So let me get you the oracle cards. All right, so for my beautiful pile 1, who will you marry, who's your future spouse? Let's see. All right, let's begin. The first card we have is the victim archetype, which says, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And we also got the artist archetype. Let me put them a little bit more here. And the artist archetype says, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Interesting. So for my beautiful pile 1, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know about this energy? So first of all, I would like to say this. I really feel like your future spouse is someone who's very self-aware, someone who thinks about their actions, someone who is very healthy, like self-reflected as well. They may sometimes think about, certain things they've done in the past and also see whether it was something good or not. And of course, it depends at the end of the day what they see as good or not, right? But for them, it is very important, like they understand that every action brings a consequence. And this is someone who's definitely very, very aware of it, not only when it comes to, let's say, making a decision in their career, which of course, when you make a decision in finances or in your job, of course, you will also trigger a certain consequence from it. Whether you take a risk or whether, you collaborate with someone, right? But this goes beyond the career element. This is someone who understands that, for example, when we treat someone, then of course, when we treat someone a certain way, of course, we also trigger a emotional reaction from them, right? And of course, this is something totally logical, and we all know that. But very often, even if people know those things, they still treat people maybe a certain way they would not want to be treated themselves. And I really feel like this is someone who is self-aware in the sense that they know their actions may trigger something in people, right? And I do feel like this person is someone who's very understanding, someone who is very compassionate, someone who could even be very good at reading energies or reading people. And because they're so exposed or so sensitive to energies, they are very understanding, so they would never ever treat someone a certain way, like a bad way, because they know that of course it will also trigger a negative response within them, right, within the other person. And I do feel like a reason why they are so understanding regarding this is because maybe in the past this person has been some kind of a victim. Let's just say, and this is just an example, okay, it doesn't have to resonate with you, but let's just say this person could have had a childhood or even like teenage years in which somehow they really felt like powerless or even in some kind of a victim place. And because they know how this feels like, because they've experienced that, they're very cautious when it comes to how treating others, because they don't want other people to experience something similar, you know. They don't want to victimize others because they know how it feels like at one point in their life. So this is something that has, yeah, been created through experience, you know, the fact that they don't want to, or the fact that they are so compassionate, because maybe in the past people weren't compassionate to them and people were ruthless with them, so they don't want to be like this as well, you know. They don't want to be ruthless, they want to be compassionate, because there is a lot of power in it, right? I mean, there is a lot of power in treating each other with respect. And maybe this person one point in their life has experienced the complete opposite. So I definitely see someone who's very intelligent, not only when it comes to their mind, but also when it comes to their emotions. But this emotional intelligence has been something they have worked on for sure. And also they've had experiences which forced them in a way to work on their emotions, you know, and to heal, to understand themselves better, and to go beyond the experiences that may have shaped them negatively. They wanted to make something positive out of this negative energy, and they have. They don't see themselves as a victim at all. I see this person as someone who is in fact, like, they know who they are and they are very confident in who they are, and they did not like get born this way. They were at the other end, and they have worked on themselves to become this person. Like, for example, if this person is someone in a certain position, they would never ever take advantage of that position and victimize others. No. Even though now they are not the victim, and they could actually be someone who victimize others because they have the power to do so, they would never ever do that, because, well, they know the damage that can come with it. And at the same time, I mean, they're just not that kind of person. They are a good person, and they know that we should treat each other with respect, and we should not take advantage of other people just because they may not be as fortunate as we are, because, well, it's not a good thing to do, right? And besides that, we never know what happens, right? Maybe one day we will find ourselves in not a so powerful position, and we wouldn't want someone else to treat us bad either, right? So I really see this person as someone who has worked their way up, but they haven't forgotten like where they come from, and they definitely don't want to become the evil that they have experienced at one point in their life. I hope I'm explaining this here the best way possible, because this is a very interesting energy to read. Also, the messages that I'm receiving here, someone who has worked themselves up, but at the same time hasn't forgotten or hasn't like lost themselves, you know, in all the power or in all the, or in the kind of life they have now. Another thing I would like to talk about here is that, as I said, this person has done a lot of personality development or personal development in general. Like, they've grown a lot. And I see them as someone who is actually very, very powerful, but not necessarily only because of, let's say, you know, the kind of circumstance they live in, or because of their job, or, you know, whatever, like external things. It's more so also about their like internal world, because the power that this person has, it starts from within. Maybe this person at one point in their life, when they felt or found themselves in that position, they felt like they didn't had any self-confident. They weren't believing in themselves. They, you know, a lot of different like characteristics which also made them feel very down, you know. And I really feel like those things that could have put them down internally, not externally, because this person could have, as I said, they could have been victimized by someone outside of them, which was not in their control. But besides of that, I also see that within them, you know, that there was this disconnect. Maybe this person, they didn't love themselves as well. Like, there is this disconnect with the self, not appreciating yourself, not seeing your worth, which has made this experience even worse, right? Because they didn't feel like powerful within themselves. And I really feel like there is this development here, this growth, as I said, because now they're coming off as such a powerful person, someone who's self-confident, someone who loves themselves, someone who knows their worth, someone who has boundaries and doesn't compromise on that, someone who is a strong character because they have grown and they have worked on themselves, and they started to see the worth they have within themselves. And I really feel like this is someone who has done a lot of inner work, okay, and they've come a very long way. And this is why I'm saying, of course, it's very, very interesting what this person has accomplished externally, but even more interesting is all the things that they have like accomplished within themselves. This inner war, they brought peace to themselves, and they turned the disconnect to connection, you know. In the past, there had this whole turmoil within them emotionally, or even like I do feel like they, unfortunately, they didn't had a good relationship to who they are. And maybe this could have also been, through manipulation from others, right? From the people they were surrounded by at that time in their life. People telling them, for example, that like negative, evil stuff towards themselves that really made them feel small. I mean, if we look at this picture, we see someone who's trying to make themselves small in a way, right? And then we see someone here who looks like very sharp and ready to express themselves, and like they know what they're doing. I really feel like the illustrations here are beautifully showing us how this person has freed themselves. But a huge part of that is freeing yourself from the within. This is what they've done. And because of this, because this person at one point in their life could have been surrounded by people who were not good, who were toxic, they are now, I feel like, very cautious when it comes to who they surround themselves with. Because this person has a great heart. This person is a very gentle soul. And they didn't allow the negativity of those toxic people to make their heart like turn it into ice. They still have this compassionate energy and this very loving energy. But now, the way they like to protect themselves from toxic people is through being cautious and, you know, thinking very carefully about what kind of people it is that they want to invite into their life. Okay, I hope I've explained this the best way possible, but I really feel like this person is definitely big on sharing sharing their love and sharing the things that are dear to them, but at the same time not with everyone, in the sense that not everyone deserves to be a part of their life. If someone doesn't have good intentions towards them, the door's closed. Because at one point in their life, there were people who had access to that door, and they did not have a good influence on this person. However, this person, they didn't give up. And they worked on themselves. They maybe left this this environment, and they really worked on themselves emotionally, maybe even mentally, and they believed in who they are. They believed that they deserved better, and they have established something for themselves. But they haven't forgotten where they started. And yeah, they're definitely big on treating others fairly. That's a very interesting energy. Let me see. Is there anything else? Yeah, okay. If we see, or if we look at this picture, we also see that this person is wearing a lot of white, right? And one meaning white symbolizes is, for example, purity, right? So this, or innocence even. And I really feel like this is also has something to do with this person's heart space. They have a very pure heart, a very, as I said, gentle heart space. And maybe they came across people who took advantage of that, right? Now this person we see in here, this is not a black this is not a black illustration. It is colorful, we can see this beautiful artwork, like this person is drawing and they're literally creating it themselves. So it's not like this person, their light has been, lost in the dark. No, their light has gone through darkness, but the darkness was not able to break them. In fact, the darkness has helped them to grow and has helped them to share their light and share their beautiful colors with others, This is what I'm seeing here. Now, I would say let's get you guys some tarot cards. For my beautiful pile 1, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know about them? The first card we have is the Temperance card. Yeah, absolutely. I really feel like this person, they have a certain balance in their energy, something that feels very, very light. And I mean, we have had this insight regarding the past that this person has experienced, which was a little bit heavy. But you see, this heavy energy of the past was not able to take them down. They fought through it, and this person can be so proud of themselves, so proud. And what I'm seeing here now is someone who has closed that chapter of their life, you know, like they have overcome it, you know, and now they don't care about it anymore. They care about the lessons that they have learned, such as, you know, being aware that not everyone who wants to be a part of your life is necessarily good for you, or not everyone who pretends to be a certain way maybe has good intentions towards you. This is something they've learned from it, but it hasn't made their soul dark, or it hasn't, like, they're not carrying this baggage with themselves, you know. They have learned a lesson, but they're not carrying this energy from the past with them. And the Temperance card is actually a beautiful card to make us, in a way, confirm this, you know, because the Temperance card is a card that, yeah, that shows. Also, looking at the illustration, we can see the moon and the sun here. When I look at this, I think at duality, right? And I think of like the feminine, the masculine, yin yang, like the two energies which create a balance. And I really feel like, even though this person, of course, this time in their life in which they have gone through something, it wasn't something pleasant, and even though it wasn't something easy to go through, I really feel like this person, they wouldn't have changed anything looking back now, because they understand this time in their life was really crucial, because maybe it was a turning point for them. Maybe it has been a huge reason as for why they are the person they are today. And I see a lot of, actually, precious energy that they associate with that time, because once again, maybe it has helped them to do some healing afterwards, you know, looking into their shadow self, which has really helped them to grow. Or maybe, you know, for example, if it was a, let's say, a breakup, if they were with someone who was really toxic, even though this breakup wasn't easy, it really taught them to look at themselves again, to start loving themselves before jumping to the next relationship, you know, to really establish a good relationship with themselves before they establish a good relationship with someone else. So there is a lesson that they have learned, and they wouldn't, like, change this lesson for anything in the world. And I'm hearing the experience was worth the lesson they've learned. So whatever they've learned from that experience, it's something that they wouldn't change for anything. It is what has changed, like what has shaped them, you know, into who they are. Yeah, look at that. We have 10 of Pentacles. This person, they feel so abundant, you know, in who they are today, in their life. But we have seen they've started somewhere, right? And I really feel like a lot of people in this person's life, they actually know that. They know that this person has started somewhere, and they've definitely fought their way, but they've made it, you know? And of course, it depends on what this person defines as making it, because the same way as, like, success can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people, of course there is always this, like, social, or this, like this society meaning that the words have. But very often certain words also have a certain meaning for an individual, you know, because they associate something with that, or because maybe you know, of experiences they've made. Success for them, for example, can also be peace of mind rather than $1 million, because maybe this person for a very long time, they have always craved this peace of mind, and now that they have created this for themselves, it is one of the biggest wealth this person can have, because their well-being is taken care of. So of course what making it means for them, once again, but I really feel like this person is someone who knows who they are, and they feel very grounded, and it is very difficult for someone to try to shake them, because they're so powerful and so grounded and so balanced out, and they will not allow other people to take them back to the phases in their life in which they felt powerless, because they will definitely not allow it. And I also see that this person now, they definitely have a circle of people. As I said, they're very careful with who they allow into their inner circle, but they have a circle which is very loving, very supportive, very stable. People who genuinely want the best for them. And I really feel like this person has, they feel like they have a support system. They have a circle of friends or family who make them feel so abundant, like the Ten of Pentacles. Of course, the abundance that it suggests with Pentacles energy is of course also financial wise, but in this energy I really feel like this abundance goes beyond the finances. It's about the abundance of healthy relationships. It's about the emotional abundance, right? And this is something that's really been emphasized here. We also have the Emperor. All right. Now with the Emperor energy being here, this in a way is this this power that I talked about. There's just something about the Emperor for me. The Emperor is such a powerful archetype for a lot of different reasons, and I really feel like this is who they are today. There's someone who, they know who they are, they know where they're going when it comes to their life. They have the resources that they need to live a good life. They are someone who you cannot play with, because they know how the game works, so they're very careful. If they feel like someone, for example, has some toxic traits or is narcissistic or brings out certain negative traits that this person has encountered in their life when it comes to other people, then yeah, as I said, the door closes. They will not open the door anymore. And I also feel like with the Emperor being here and the Ten of Pentacles, once again, there is something very stable about this person. And I feel like also looking into their career or work life, this person definitely has a work in which they have a position which they feel very, very good at, and they feel like they can express themselves. Someone who could also have some responsibilities. People respect them, respect. And the most important thing about this is that they respect themselves, something that they may have lacked in the past. But this energy is not about lack, it is about abundance, okay? It is about abundance. And I really feel like this person, one thing they have been taught is that it always starts with you, something I also always like to say, but it really suits the energy here. This person, they have started to respect themselves. They gave an example as for how they want to be treated. They have treat themselves the way they want to be treated by others, and they respect who they are. They are very loving towards themselves, and I do feel like a lot of people look up to this person. Also, not only because maybe this person, and like career and stuff, I feel like their journey, their experience, maybe they also talk about it like with other people, or maybe they talk about it with people who are in a similar situation in which one they were in the past. So they want to give an example and talk about their own experience, because maybe it can help other people. And I really feel like people look up to them because they see this powerful person. Like, if this pile had to get a keyword regarding your future spouse, it would definitely be powerful. This is the strength that a person gets when they know who they are, when they connect with who they are, and when they don't compromise on their well-being. And I'm hearing it's never too late. And the darkness that you have encountered in your life doesn't define you as a person, doesn't define what you deserve. And this is what this person has done. This is how they, like, this could literally be something they say. The negativity, the toxicity that you go through in life, this doesn't define you, and this doesn't define what you deserve, because you deserve so much more than that. You deserve so much better than that. This person could be a motivational speaker or some kind of a maybe even advisor, a counselor even, because this is their energy. But if it's not their work, and this is something they like to do in private, when they share or when they help people who reach out to them. All right, and we also have the Five of Cups coming through in reverse. Now that's very, very interesting to me, because the Five of Cups in reverse, it can literally signify this ending of a struggle, the end of a struggle, the end of a battle, the end of a conflict or something very difficult. And this ending is something that this person has brought towards their own life, because they didn't accept that what they deserved was the Five of Cups, which is a very negative and destructive energy even, or one of great satisfaction for sure. They understood that they will decide what they deserve, not other people, and they will turn it around. And they brought an end to this. But a huge reason for that was definitely them working on themselves. Maybe even seeing a professional and really trying to heal, And that's what I'm saying. Just like reading this person's energy, I respect them so, so much. Not only because of where they are today, but because of all the things that they have gone through. And it's so interesting how this person, you guys, like, I'm getting so much energy coming through, and I really feel like I need to pause for a second, because I admire this person. There's no other way to say it. I admire them so, so much. And I really feel like when you meet them, when you communicate with them and when you get to know them, you will understand. Like, you may understand it right now, through the things I've said, but if you really get to know them, you will understand it even more. Okay, I would say, you guys, let's get you some candle wax. Let's see. For my beautiful pile one, let me get you your candle. All right. As always, my dear, please give me a moment to tune into the energies here. Please give me a moment. You know what's very interesting? And it definitely makes also a lot of sense with the energies that we already received. But I really feel like this is someone who, one thing that also is a superpower when it comes to them is their extremely admirable creativity when it comes to ideas and when it comes to I mean, we had the artist archetype, right? And the artist archetype also, of course, symbolizes this inspiring energy. But I feel like this is more than that. You know, this person, this is more about their, like, more than their career. This person overall is such an inspiring person, not only with the things they create through their work, but also through their story and how it also motivates others to move on or to, you know, not give up. And that's a huge part of, I guess, where this respect comes from in a way. Like a lot of people respect them for how far they've come, I'm hearing. And I also feel like, my dear pile one, this is something totally different, but this is a message I'm receiving here, which is that this person could be someone who's great in investing. They know how to invest, or they know how to do business, I'm hearing. So this person could definitely have some kind of business, or, like, for example, if this person earns money, they don't spend it. Like, of course they spend, you know, a certain amount, but they always like to invest. Like, maybe they think about how they can take the money they've earned and invest it in something that can grow in the future even more for them. So yeah, someone who, if they're not actively in that field regarding their career, something they like to do in their private, like in their personal life for sure, they like investing. But this is not only something that I feel like comes through with money. This is what they've done in order to grow. They have invested in themselves, you know, and this is something that they definitely are very big on. Investing in who you are and investing in your well being, in your career and stuff. I also feel like this is someone who doesn't shy away from decisions. Sometimes taking a decision can be really, really hard. And sometimes people may struggle with it, right? Because of a lot of different reasons. And it's interesting how, when I look into this person's energy, I really feel like decisions are actually something that this person is really good at. Like, they know how to deal with it. It doesn't shake them, or it doesn't confuse them. They know how to deal with this, because I feel like they have had, like, they went through a lot of decision making in their life. And I mean, of course, this is a part of everyone's life, right? Everyone takes decisions, but they have done, like, very big decisions, like risk taking decisions very often. And because they've done that, they know how to deal with it or how to go about it. Maybe they think about, like, let me see. Yeah, like, once again, their confidence is coming through. This person definitely believes in their abilities, believes that they will take the right decision, and someone who definitely thinks things through as well. especially also with the Emperor energy that we get, that we got. Whoops, excuse me, my dear. I'm always moving the camera when I do readings. So as I said, I definitely feel like also with the Emperor energy coming through, which also is like this calculated kind of energy. This is someone who's definitely coming through as, yeah, like they think things through. This is how I would say it. Let me see what else I can get. For my beautiful pile 1, another thing I would like to say is, yeah, I really feel like this person, they are like at a place in their life today in which they feel very, very happy. They are connecting with people that also make them happy, but once again, they understand that it comes from you first. And I also feel like, my dear pal 1, this person is someone who definitely is looking for love. Like, they are someone who wants to get married. This is something I'm seeing here. So, yeah. But I kind of feel like they're waiting for the right person to come through. I mean, we have had the energy coming through that they are very careful. So that's definitely a thing here. And I really feel like this person, a huge thing for them is to find someone who has the same values as they have, someone who is also family oriented. So family is definitely a thing for this person. They would definitely also like to have their own family one day, I feel like. But there is also this sense of security. Like, this person, a huge thing for them is to feel safe with their partner, which of course makes a lot of sense, because relationships, especially romantic relationships, they're very, very intimate, right? On many different levels, not only the physical. And you're opening up, right? You're putting yourself in front of the other person, and you're showing yourself very vulnerable and stuff. And maybe this person, they did this at one point in their life, right? Being vulnerable, and someone took advantage of that. And I really feel like for them it is very important to have this safe energy with your partner, and also this trust, of course, right? Which of course are things that are important in any relationship, right? Or, like, I would say foundation in relationships. But for them it's even more important, because they have experienced how it feels like when you don't have this. And yeah, it's very important to them. I really, really feel that. I do feel like this person has, like, they know what heartbreak is. This is how I would say it. What disappointment feels like. Yeah, but it's interesting. Whenever I receive this energy from the past, I'm receiving, like, I'm hearing, okay, moving on. Like, and this is why I was saying, I really feel like, yes, we're getting those insights regarding this person's energy, because we're looking into who they are. That also comes, of course, with the past they've had. But if I look into who they are today in the present moment, yeah, they don't care about their past anymore. And this may be something they say. Like, they talk about maybe something from the past, but then they say, okay, all right, let's move on, Like, okay, it's something I've experienced, but it's the past. Let's go with what we can take, like the wisdom we can take out of this time, and let's move on. I also find it very interesting that when especially in the beginning of the candle wax reading, when I was really diving into the energy here, there wasn't this, like, this person doesn't regret. They don't regret. Let me see. Can I get a little more information about this? No, it's gone. Okay, I heard they don't regret. I'm not receiving any messages anymore regarding what this was all about. But I heard they don't regret. So maybe they, for example, they like to live a life that, you know, they will not regret anything. Maybe this person likes to do the things that are important to them, so in 10 years they will not regret not doing it. It could be one thing, but I don't really get any messages more anymore. In the beginning I heard regret and I thought we would get more about it, but that's all. Okay. I also would like to say one thing. I really feel like this person, and this was also why I was talking about the fact that this person has boundaries, right? And they don't allow other people to, like, cross those boundaries. I really feel like this person, they have felt trapped in the past, and this trapping energy is definitely one that they will not subscribe to anymore. And when you get to know this person in the beginning as well, you will feel that there is this security coming from them in their energy, in their, like, you will sense that. Maybe it's something they say, maybe it's something they do, maybe it's just their overall energy. Maybe you're someone who's also good at reading people, or you're very sensitive to people's energy. You will get the idea that this person is coming through with the security energy. And it is definitely because they've built this for themselves, you know? Like, they are deeply rooted, so, like, deeply grounded in the earth, deeply rooted, so nothing can shake them, so no storm can shake them and trap them again. I do feel like this is someone that people can learn a lot of, like, things from. Like, I can learn a lot of things from this person. You can also, I mean, there is always, like, we can always learn a lot of things from each other, right? But especially when it comes to certain experiences or certain aspects of life, this person can talk a lot about and give a lot of guidance. Yeah, let me... This person's energy is very, very beautiful. Someone who's not only a survivor, someone who is a fighter, someone who is victorious. That's how I would describe it. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot. Oh my goodness, I jumped into the candle wax reading too soon. I also want to get you guys some more cards. I'm gonna do it now because I actually want to get you guys 2 tarot spreads. I really got excited when it comes to the candle wax, excuse me. But let's get you guys some more information regarding who your future spouse is. I actually wanted to do the candle wax reading at the end, but I totally forgot that I wanted to have 2 spreads. Let's see. Let's get more information about your future spouse. Maybe something regarding your relationship or some extra messages, maybe their appearance, everything that is meant for you to know. Let's see. The first card we have is the Wheel. Let me see. The Three of Swords. My goodness. The Nine of Cups fell. Let's continue. Okay. Interesting. And we have the Ace of Wands. Let me put them all here. Okay. Now, that's a very, very interesting development and energy. And it makes a lot of sense. One more thing I would like to say regarding your future spouse is that this is an extra message. I really feel like, my dear pile 1, you're gonna meet your future spouse at a time in your life where, and this is very interesting because I talked about the decisions, right? But you're gonna meet them at a time in your life in which you may have to take a very crucial decision. Something could be related to career, or something could be related to your personal life, such as, this is just an example, maybe someone wants to move to a certain place, they want to change their location, you want to live somewhere like different, or let's just say someone wants to take a leap of faith regarding a career choice. Of course, it could be a lot of different things. I'm not getting anything specific, so that's why I'm, giving like different examples. But I do feel like it could be at a point in your life in which, once again, there's this decision which needs to be, yeah. Another thing I would like to say here is that, you guys, remember the whole time I was talking about this door, right? About this closed door or this open door, like this symbolic, like symbolically speaking, when it comes to this person and their heartbreak and their negative energy from the past. I don't know why, but like, look at the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is literally everything I said in a nutshell. Like, look at the darkness here that I talked about, and then we have someone here and it looks like they're crying, and we have this door, right? And someone who, this really reminds me of the, where is it? Remember this victim card and how this person's sitting on the floor? It looks very, very similar to this card, right? Look at this. They are literally in the same position. And what I find so interesting is that right next to the Three of Swords, we have the Nine of Cups, which is like this complete different energy in comparison to it. And yes, your future spouse is someone who has experienced the Three of Swords. Yes, they have. They've gone through it. It wasn't easy. But it's so interesting to see that we almost have this side-by-side comparison. What they have created for themselves. As I always like to say, like a magician, right? Someone who takes one thing and creates something totally different out of it. Someone who turns things around for themselves. I see this person taking this, for example, very difficult emotional experience and taking it as an opportunity to reconnect with themselves and working on themselves. Once again, maybe even asking for help, For example, going to someone who's a professional who can help them through it. But they have worked so beautifully on their emotions, and now they're coming through as someone who's so emotionally intelligent, someone who, I talked about it, right? We have the darkness and then we have the colors here. Look at it. Someone who is almost like making themselves super small here, and then someone who's making themselves very big here, right? And I mean, she has the position as well of someone who's meditating. And this symbolism of, like, you know, the way, like, the position in which someone meditates also holds so much power. As I was saying, keyword power, because it really shows this connection to the within and the power that comes from within. Yeah. You know, if I look at this energy, and I talked about the fact that I don't regret it, I really feel like now I'm understanding it better. I really feel this person doesn't regret what happened to them, which is something very, very big to say. Because I see the difficulty this person went through, but now this person saying this is like, this definitely means a lot to them. The fact that they can say whatever they went through, they don't regret happening it, like, or it happening to them, because it actually has made them understand who they really are, made them understand what they really want in life, what they don't want in life. Now I understand, like, why we got so many messages regarding the wisdom or the precious energy that's also found in the dark, the light which is found in the darkness. Wow. This person, wow, this is all I can say about it. Someone who is just, wow. And you know what's also very interesting to me? We're ending this spread here with the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a card full of passion for life, full of passion to create, to inspire, to be inspired. And it is so interesting to see that this person, they are such a passionate person, you know, like, and also with the aces are new beginnings. I mean, I've received this message like multiple times now, but I just gonna say it one more time. This negativity of the past is not a part of their life anymore. So yeah, they will not bring this baggage in, or this burden into your relationship. And I would like to say how beautiful this person's energy genuinely is. I really feel like this person is a walking inspiration on so many levels. And when you get to know them, when you will be with them, there is this magic about them in a way as well. They inspire you to do, you know, what comes from the heart space, and they inspire you to see the beauty everywhere, and that no matter what you've encountered in life, you can always create better for yourself, if you allow yourself to, if you don't allow the darkness to get you. And it's interesting how when I said darkness, I saw the night sky and there were so many stars. And you know, people say that the darkness is needed, or the night sky is needed to see the stars. Like, without the darkness, you won't be able to see the stars, like this contrast which is needed. I really feel like this person, they will teach you that even though you may go through something difficult in your life, there is still beauty in it, and there is still things to enjoy. Even when things get hard in your life, there is still something you can hold on to, or something beautiful you can find in it. And these things are so difficult, like to understand, because when someone goes through hard times, the last thing they think about is what good you may get from it. Or when you go through very, very difficult times, you may never think, one day you will think, wow, um, I'm actually glad it happened to me. Like, this is something you would never associate with it. But sometimes times teaches us something, right? Time teaches us that, yeah, maybe in that moment we didn't see all the wisdom which would come through it, but you need to, get to the future to look back and see all the things this experience has triggered within you or within your life, and how it has actually helped you to live or create the kind of life that you want. And this is what has happened with them. And I really feel like they also like to motivate others with that as well. And this person will definitely always, always, always find a positive thing to say, no matter how negative the circumstances are. And it's not because they come through with like positivity or such thing. No, this is life experiences, them firsthand experiencing that no matter how strong the storm is around you, there is always something you can hold on to, because they've experienced that, and it has helped them to go through the storm. It has helped them to overcome the storm. It has helped them to close the storm, like close this chapter and move on from it. And this is something they love also to teach others or to help others with. When you meet this person, you will understand that they're full of life. And look at that. I just noticed that this person illustrated here is actually literally full of colors, right? And we had this symbolism coming through as well, so much. And I really feel like, my dear pal one thing you will love about this person as well is the fact that they always see the brighter side in life, no matter what. And this is definitely also someone who will support you when you go through your own battles in life. This is the kind of person who will stay at your side and give you the support that you need. Because this is the kind of person who likes to do that. Like, when their loved ones are going through difficulties, they love to be that support system. They love to bring that security. Is there anything more? This is actually all I have for you, my dear Palawan. I feel like this reading was very, very intense. We've got a lot of insights coming through, and all I can say once again is that this is an incredible, strong, and powerful person on so many levels. Emotionally, mentally, they are a powerhouse, and they were made in the darkness, and they have created the greatest version through that. And they have so much love and passion for life and for others. And when you meet them, you will see their strength firsthand, and they will definitely inspire you on so many different levels. My dear Pawan, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me to connect with your wonderful energy. This was such a wonderful, opportunity to read for you. And as always, my dear, I invite you, if you haven't, to like and subscribe. Also, my dear, as always, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, of course, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, if you would like to also connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pile 1. Take care, my love. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, who will you marry, who's your future spouse? First of all, my dear, I would like to get you some oracle cards. Then we will dive a little bit deeper into the topic with some tarot. And at the end of the reading, I'm also going to get you guys a candle wax reading. So let's start straight away for my beautiful pile 2. Who will you marry, my dear? Who's your future spouse? Let's see. For my beautiful pile 2. One last shuffle. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? All right. Let's see. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? All right. The first card we have, my dear, is the Mother archetype, and it says nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. Wow. Okay. And we have the Gambler archetype, and it says willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. All right, so my dear pile 2, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know? First of all, let me start with the Mother archetype energy. This is a wonderful card to get as a spouse energy, and it doesn't matter what you're into. I'm not talking here gender-wise. This is just energy. Getting the Mother archetype is a wonderful energy or quality in a spouse because it's full of love. And it's this very soft and gentle love, as this card says, this very unconditional love. And for some reason, this is very interesting. I heard that this is a love that a lot of you guys could be actually not familiar with when it comes to a romantic partner. Maybe some of you guys haven't had romantic partners, like love, real love yet, or even if you have had romantic partners in the past, it could have not been this unconditional love that you were looking for. There's just this energy about this being something new that you're going to experience, a kind of love that you haven't come across yet. Even if you guys have been in relationships before, this kind of love is going to be a very new one to you, and one that is going to be so intense because there is this heavy unconditional energy in here. It's just someone loving you for who you are. And maybe very often you have had this experience in which you thought, or you maybe even experienced firsthand, that in order for you to get love or be loved or get a relationship, there is something that you have to fulfill. Maybe you have to look a certain way to deserve love, or maybe you have to have this or that in order to get this. And it's so interesting that when we talk about unconditional love, it's just a whole different level of love. And I really feel like this is why this new energy is coming through, because a lot of you guys haven't experienced that yet. Now, what I see regarding your future spouse is also that there is this very nurturing energy coming through from them. And these are qualities that are definitely wonderful to have as as a spouse. You know, nurturing energy, just someone that really makes you feel safe, someone that makes you feel, I'm hearing arrived, in the sense that you have finally arrived, you finally like found this place, you know, maybe this safeness in someone that you've been searching for. And I really feel like your future spouse is someone who, as this mother archetype really embodies, someone who loves to give birth, someone who loves to create. And when I say give birth, I don't mean it like child wise, although, of course, this card can suggest that. I mean it like your future spouse is someone who they love to create stuff, they love to birth stuff, whether it's a idea, whether it's a project, whether it's actual children, you know, but they love to create. And this is the creative energy that we can, yeah, get and express the way we want, whether it's through an actual child or whether it's through getting this energy and expressing it through work. However it's going to apply, I really feel like your future spouse has love, like this energy in them, and you're going to see it in them. You're going to see that this person, they always have this need to create something. So even if this person is working on a project, they may not even have finished it yet, or they may only like they may be about to finish that project and they're already coming through with a new one, because that's what they need. They love to birth stuff, they love to create, like this creation energy that the mother archetype embodies is beautifully embodied here by your future spouse as well. And I really feel like this is something that you're gonna appreciate about your future spouse so much. Besides that, of course, it depends on your situation. As always, remember this is a general reading, so you know, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I really feel like, my dear pal, too, if you would like to have children, your future spouse is also someone who is a wonderful parent. It doesn't matter, a wonderful father, mother. I really feel like this parent energy is coming through, like this devotion towards your towards your children, this patience, this love to give. This is something that your future spouse is embodying here, and I think it's very beautiful. Another thing I would like to mention here is that with the gambler archetype, I definitely feel like your future spouse is someone who, as this card also suggests, someone who listens to their intuition, someone who follows their intuition. Even if this person is not aware of this inner voice being their intuition, you know, even if they, like, they may call it something different, they may not be a spiritual person who, or they may not just believe in intuition, but they have this inner knowing, they have this gut feeling, this inner voice that's leading them. And this intuition has definitely led this person to great places, to great opportunities. And I do feel like this is someone who definitely has a lot of trust in them. So they're not scared to travel the path less traveled, or they're not scared to be the only one going like after a certain path. They believe in the vision, they believe in themselves, and this is maybe not so much someone who follows the crowd, but more so someone who goes with their inner like voice. You know, they go with what feels right to them, more so maybe what the majority of people may think about something or may do. So they have a very strong personality in that sense, that it doesn't intimidate them. Like sometimes maybe a person, like they don't want to stand out, right? Or they don't want to be alone regarding something because they get intimidated if they are not in the majority of things. But this person is not this way. They don't have any problems with that. In fact, I really feel like being this way, going with their inner voice, no matter how other people may perceive it, this has really helped them to open up great doors towards, yeah, a lot of different things for them. And it has also helped them to improve their life in general. So, this trust is definitely a huge thing because, as the gambler archetype says, um, even when others doubt you. So, this tells me that this person, they could very well have like come across these kind of energies or situations in which they really felt like doing something, but maybe people around them in their inner circle, they thought that this idea was not good, or they shouldn't do this, it was risky, or they shouldn't follow this intuitive knowing, this inner voice, this gut feeling. But this person still went with this intuition anyways. It's not like this person doesn't want to listen. They're very, like, there's someone who's very open to other people's opinion, you know, like, let's say their loved one's opinion regarding something. They like to listen. They want to, you know, like, reflect and stuff. This is something this person is very well open to. However, there's this inner knowing this person has that they just can't ignore. And it's this knowledge, this inner wisdom of a person, this intuitive knowing that has helped them many, many times in their life. And it's just a big part of them and a big part of who they are. And once again, they have a lot of trust in it. They have a lot of belief in themselves. So they're not scared of, you know, maybe doing something that other people may not be so sure about. Maybe people in the past tend to tell this person, well, it's too risky, don't do it. But they took the risk because, well, it's their free will to do so. And they're not scared anymore. I feel like this person has taken risks in the past which were like so risky that now they're not scared of this situation. And it's not to say that this person doesn't know what failure is. You know, every successful person knows what failure is, anyways. But they know it. And it's not about never failing. It's about always, like, keep going no matter what, not giving up. And, you know, going. And for them, their mindset is one of, even if I fall down, like even if I fell to the ground face first, I will still get up and go for the next thing. If I don't try, I will never know. And I don't feel like, to be honest, this person actually has like fallen for like face first that many times. I feel like, as I said, their intuition is actually very spot on, and they have succeeded more than they have failed. But I'm just saying, it doesn't intimidate them. Like, there are a lot of people who don't try at all because there is always this risk of failure. This is not what bothers this person. They go for it, and if failure comes towards them, so it be. They will move on from it, but they will at least try. This is a very interesting person. In fact, I mean, we don't have any tarot out yet, but this gambler archetype card, it definitely reminds me of the Fool card in the tarot. The Fool energy, which is all about also taking this, like, taking a leap of faith, having this trust in life that maybe other people sometimes may, like, maybe some people call this person naive. Maybe they call them, like, why are you doing this? You're just, like, too lighthearted and stuff. But for them, they don't want to, like, this is all about choices. This is all about what life they want to live. And for them, following this intuition is actually the way to go. As for in comparison for someone else, maybe this would be so tragic. You know, maybe someone would say, no, I'm not going to take a leap of faith like ever, because as long as I don't know there is a guarantee regarding something, I'm not going to do it. So of course people are different, right? And that's okay. But if we talk about your future spouse here, a lot of times they've succeeded because they listen to their intuition, even if other people thought they were crazy for, like, let's say investing in a certain thing that maybe was risky, or doing this or that. They're okay with it. And yeah, this is someone who you can have a lot of fun with. This is another thing I would like to say. Definitely. And what I also find very interesting is that maybe sometimes people think this person had a lot of luck. But I mean, of course, there's sometimes maybe great opportunities, you know, that also influence something. But it's not only about that, it's also about, well, do you keep pushing? Will you quit, or are you someone who will never give up? Like, people may not really see this person's hard work, like how much they actually do in order to go whatever it is that they, you know, want. Maybe they only see the end results, which of course is always a thing. People tend to see what you create, but not, you know, the steps that actually you took to go there. So yeah, there's, like, for this person, I would say what fits this person are like blood, sweat, and tears that have been put into all these things. And people may sometimes not see that, but that's okay, because this person, like, they don't really care. Once again, they're all about doing what feels right to them. And I also feel like this is not someone who talks a lot. Like, they don't talk a lot about their goals, about where they want to go. They allow their results to speak for them. This is how I would describe it. Like, sometimes a person may talk a lot about something they want to do, but you don't see any results. And then there are people who don't talk about, like, this at all, about what they want to accomplish, about, you know, where they're heading towards. But all of a sudden you hear about a great success they've accomplished, and you're just like, where did that come from? Like, I didn't even know this person did this or that. Well, it's because they work in silence. All that they care about is this intuition, this guidance that they go for. Anyway, so we got a lot of insights regarding these two cards for sure coming through already. And also we can see this person is blindfolded, right? So for me, this blindfoldness definitely is also representing this trust I've been talking about, because I mean, they are trying to balance themselves, right, on this like teeny tiny whatever this is, like, I don't know, like a little rope or something, but they're balancing themselves, and they're, you know, they're just going. I really feel like this person, they have a huge amount of trust in life and in themselves. This is someone, like, when we look into their mindset, they seriously believe in themselves. Let's move on now. Let's get you guys some more cards. All right. For my beautiful pile 2, let's see. Who will you marry, my dear? Who's your future spouse? For my beautiful pile 2, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? All right. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? You guys, I swear, like, I can't. We have the High Priestess. Oh my goodness, I have goosebumps right now. The High Priestess in the tarot is literally the card of intuition. Wow. Let's move on. I'm first gonna get you guys your spread, and then we will, yeah, start with the interpretation. Let's see for my beautiful pile 2. We have the Four of Swords. Oh my goodness. The Four of Wands. Let's get you guys one last card. You guys. What? Oh my goodness. I can't, like, the Fool card. What did I say? What did I say? At the back of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. I can't. We literally got the two energies that were so, like, present, which are the High Priestess and the Fool energy, especially the Fool energy as well, but also the High Priestess with this element of intuition. And here they are, like, I'm done. Okay. Okay, so let me calm down for a second. I love this. This is just, I love when the energies just talk like this, confirm like this. It's really like, wow. Anyways, so let's see. For my beautiful pile 2, what else do you need to know regarding your future spouse? And that's very interesting with the High Priestess being here. I mean, I already got this element of intuition coming through, right? But with the High Priestess being here, I'm also getting more than that. Like, there is this element of the High Priestess, which is coming through for me here, that hasn't come through yet, which is this element of being guided. And I really feel like your future spouse is actually someone who gets a lot of support, like from the energies. Like, they have spirit guides, you know, they have a spirit team working for them, supporting them. And I have not received any messages yet whether your future spouse is actually spiritual or whether they are aware of that. So I can't say anything about that yet. Maybe we will get some more messages like throughout the reading. But for now, I don't see anything regarding, you know, whether they're aware of it, but they receive the messages. You know, whether it's a certain thought that pops up in their mind, whether it's, once again, this intuitive knowing that's 24/7 present with them, like whether it's some kind of a message or sensation they feel, they get guided and they receive messages, and I really feel like that's such a huge part of their life. Like, for example, very often when people get exposed to this site, like when they get like when they open themselves up to their spirit guides, like energies, they may not even be aware of it in the beginning, you know? Maybe they don't even understand what's happening, but they just know. They may say, I just know. I can't describe it, but I just feel like I received a message, or I just feel like this thought has some kind of meaning in it. And I really feel like this is something that your future spouse will experience more and more in the future, even like more extreme. And when they open themselves up to their spirituality, if they haven't have so far, it will definitely get more and more intense. Like, this is someone who has a lot of support, and it's beautiful because being in the High Priestess archetype, it's not only about, or at least for me personally, something I associate with the High Priestess. it's not only the spirituality that we that we have towards ourselves, but it's also, you know, what we're connected to. I mean, look at the high priestess. We can see it almost looks like wine, right? um like this white wine. But for me, when I see this, it looks like spirits, like energies, you know, like she's closing her eye and we can see her third eye, and it's kind of like she is yeah, connecting to this, to the energies around her, to this other realm, to this other dimension that goes beyond the 3D. And this person is definitely connected to, when we talk about the 5D, to a lot of lovely souls or energies that are connecting them, not connecting, that are supporting them. That's what I wanted to say. And I'm very curious to know whether, yeah, I don't feel like this person. Well, I don't want to say anything because I'm not receiving this message, but I don't feel it yet. Like, I don't feel like this person has opened up spiritual yet to maybe be aware like this. But I mean, they could be. Once again, the message hasn't come through, but just, you know, till now, what I have received, I'm not seeing it yet. Now, another thing I see for you, my dear pal, too, regarding who your future spouse is, I really feel like your future spouse is someone who knows when to put themselves first. Like someone who definitely takes care of themselves, someone who knows what self-care is, someone who nurtures their, like, their self-love journey. And I do feel like, you know, the oracle cards we got in the beginning of the reading, the mother archetype and the gambler archetype, a big reason why this energy is coming through is because of that, is because this person nurtures the relationship they have towards themselves so much. They nurture their self-love. This person is able to give so much love, so much unconditional love, because they have so much love towards themselves first. This person has so much love towards themselves. They know how to love themselves. Therefore, they also know how to love other people. The unconditional love that they have first starts with themselves. And this may have been something that this person has worked on, you know. Maybe in the past they've struggled with loving themselves. But where they are right now is in such a great place. And I definitely applaud this person if they have worked, you know, towards this, because it's amazing. It's so beautiful to see. I feel like this person can teach people a lot about self-love and about how to put yourself first and about how important it is, because it will influence every area in your life, and it shows, you know, whether it's how much love they have to give, you know, the nurturing energy that they have to give to others, because they also, it starts with them. They give so much nurturing energy towards themselves, or whether it's this connection to the self that allows them to not get intimidated when it comes to, for example, be an outsider, or be sometimes someone who goes the path that no one else is willing to go. This is where the strength comes from. This person has a great relationship to who they are, and they are not going to compromise their well-being or their happiness just because they don't want to stand alone. No, if they have to stand alone, but this path leads them towards, you know, what it is that they want for themselves, what makes them happy, they're willing to go the way. If their intuition is, you know, telling them to go on a certain path that maybe they will be the only one on, it's okay. They get the strength from within, and they're not scared at all, because this has been a process that they have been working on, and this person knows who they are. I mean, there is a reason why one of the most powerful, like, rules or wisdoms, better to say, known in the ancient times has been know yourself, or know thyself, better to say. Because within this level, there is endless amount of strength, power, knowledge, love. And this is why it's so important, even when we just talk about a 3D reality, this is why it's so important to nurture the connection you have towards yourself, because it shapes everything around you and within you as well. The physical level, the emotional level, the mental level, the energetic level. The relationship you have towards yourself is definitely a big, big thing. And I see that this person has definitely done their homework. Like, they've, wow. You know, I would like, it's so interesting while I'm talking about this, there is just one thing I'm looking at, and I'm just talking about the illustration here. I'm not talking about the traditional meaning in the tarot. Look at the Four of Swords for a second. What I'm seeing here is someone, and do you see that? I'm not quite sure. There is this this heart, this red heart that connects this person to this place. And the whole time I was talking, I was just looking at this red heart. I really feel like this person has so much love for themselves. All those choices they make, those decisions they take, it all comes from a self-loving place. And this is definitely also right next to the High Priestess. This is the intuition which has guided them to prioritize themselves, to prioritize their self-love. Because this is strength, you guys. Like, I'm seeing how much it has changed this person's life. And speaking about this, I mean, this is your future spouse's energy, but what I'm hearing is that this is also a message for you to check your self-love journey and to check the relationship you have towards yourself. If you feel like you've neglected yourself for some reason, if you feel like you're not giving yourself what you deserve, you're not giving yourself the love that you deserve, maybe you're someone who has so much love to give, but you tend to only give love to others outside of you, but not so much, when it comes to yourself. If you take one thing from this reading, it's definitely to prioritize your self-love journey, because you deserve it. You deserve to feel unconditional love right now, even without a partner. You deserve to give yourself this energy even before a partner comes, towards you. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to see your worth. You deserve to be confident about who you are. You deserve love, self-love. For some reason, this message is coming through here. So maybe this is for someone specific. Maybe some of you guys are on your self-love journey and this is a confirmation you needed, or just a message that really means a lot to you. But that's just something I really wanted to mention here. Now, coming back to the Four of Swords, I really feel like this is someone who actually takes care of themselves. Like, they know when to rest. They know when they need a break. They really listen to themselves. They really listen to their needs, because once again, they prioritize their well-being. And if they feel like they've neglected their well-being for amount of time, they will definitely take a little bit of time off and nurture themselves. Of course, whatever fits them and their schedule and their life. I'm not saying that they're gonna take off a month to recharge. Whatever fits them. Maybe if they had a very busy week, they will take the weekend and really make sure that they get enough sleep, that they can rest properly. So of course, however it gonna work out with them, but this is what I'm seeing. It's all about the effort. It's all about doing what feels like what you need. Another thing I would like to say regarding your future spouse is that your future spouse is definitely someone who wants marriage, definitely someone who wants commitment, who wants a family, who wants the house, right? I know this is a future spouse reading, but if it wasn't, I would have said by now that this person is looking for a spouse. I really feel like, my dear pile 2, your future spouse, they love to be in a relationship. Why? Because I talked about the fact like this person has so much love to give, and a relationship allows this person, or creates a space, better to say, for them to express that. They are very generous, and I mean, I'm not talking only about love or romance. We can even talk about friendships, for example. This person loves to give towards their friends, towards their family. This is a giver. This is someone who could be the kind of person who enjoys giving much more than receiving, for example. But that's something I'm seeing here. I also would like to talk about the fact that, of course, as always, take it how it resonates. But I feel like for some of you guys, your future spouse could actually be a soulmate or a twin flame. But of course, as always, take it how it resonates. But this is just a message I'm receiving, and yeah, I really feel like I need to say here, it's very, very dominating. Like, this message is it wants to come through like so intense. Now, with the Fool card being here, I love this because I received the Fool energy like already before it came through, and now that the Fool card came through, that's definitely a big confirmation regarding what I've already said, regarding the aspect of this being someone who is very trusting, is not scared of taking a leap of faith, someone who, yeah, maybe sometimes people think they are naive or they don't think things through completely, but for them, they like to do what they feel guided towards. You, my dear, look at that. That's so interesting. I talked about this thing, right? It looks like when you like wind, in front of you, and then we can see it also moving on here. It's almost like like energies, magic, like your spirit energy, and we can see it coming through here as well, and then here as well. Like it's following the Fool. Can you see that? It's like something supporting you, being with you, along the way, and then also here supporting you with your journey and your decisions. And I really feel like a big reason why this person has so much trust or has so much belief is actually because, well, they have support. And if they don't know it consciously, well, subconsciously, it's definitely something that they know. And that's very interesting. Their energy knows that they're supported. Their 5D energy is connected. And I really feel like, my dear pile 2, you're gonna see it in this person's overall life. the way this person goes through life is not someone who's scared of life, someone who's insecure about life, confused about life, but someone who trusts life, believes, and yeah, you know, believes in the magic and the beauty of life. They believe that life supports them rather than life is a struggle or they have to fight their way towards I don't know, whatever. Like, they believe that life works for them and not works against them. I would like to get you guys another tarot spread, and then we will dive into your candle wax reading, my dear. Let me see, for my beautiful pile 2. Who will you marry, my dear? Who's your future spouse? All right. The first card we have is the 6 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. My goodness. We have the Ace of Swords. All right. The 3 of Cups. Oh my goodness. A lot of cards. Too many. Only one, please. Wow. And we have the 10 of Cups. All right. Okay. So, my dear pile 2, what else do you need to know regarding your future spouse? Okay. I want to describe to you guys how powerful this trust is that I've been talking about. Because there is one thing saying, for example, oh, have trust in that, or have trust in life. But then there is another thing, genuinely living that. You know, when we see a child, of course a child doesn't know about a lot of things regarding life, right? I mean, this comes with growing up, you know, you understand a lot of things better. But when we look at, you know, the life of a child, children often have this incredible trust in life, something that is just so intense. When you observe a child, you see it, you know, and it is very fascinating, to be honest. And it's interesting how it's coming through, like a basic trust in life. Sometimes when we grow up, we lose that because of, you know, negative experiences we make, or disappointments, or our trust literally being used against us, right? Like, we then develop trust issues and also other things. But what I'm taking the example of a child is because this is the kind of level of trust I'm talking about. Your future spouse has a lot of trust in life. And this is a superpower. There's really no other way to say it. And not to say that this is someone who hasn't experienced life. Like, maybe someone thinks, oh my goodness, like, this sounds like my future spouse is a child. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this element that we human beings actually from birth have when we are children, but then unfortunately with the ruthlessness of a lot of life experiences, we're getting stripped away from this basic trust that is in so many ways so magical. But when we grow up, we come across a lot of cruel things, and this basic trust that we have, it dies down, or it gets destroyed. And I really would like to say that your future spouse, they have this power, and this power has made them live an incredible life. And this is why they're not scared of walking the path less traveled. This is why they're not scared of following their intuition, because they have trust in life. Now, another thing I would like to say regarding who your future spouse is, I really feel like your future spouse is someone who's straightforward, someone who's pretty transparent, someone who's a great communicator. They say the things they are, like, and if something is going on, they will not hide it, or they will not make a secret out of it, or they will not like run from the situation. They will definitely let you know. And this is someone who, yeah, they will let you know, like a communicator. If they feel like a certain misunderstanding, could be there, they will want to talk it out. They will want to understand it. And you guys, communication is such a huge, huge, huge part of a good relationship. It's very important for both parties to be, willing, right, and capable of it. Yes, because sometimes people may struggle with it, right? I mean, they may struggle with communication. And I see when it comes to your future spouse, this is an aspect that they don't struggle with. This is so interesting because I definitely feel like your future spouse is someone who they have, with the Three of Cups and also the Ten of Cups, for me, both these energies also show like connections we can have with other people. For example, friends and family, who we can have a great time with, who we can share a lot of joy, a lot of celebration with, developing good connections. And throughout the whole reading, I was saying that this is someone who's not scared of, being a lone wolf, for example. However, that doesn't mean they are one. Just because they're not scared of taking a decision in their life which may take them towards something that may make them alone for some time, that doesn't mean this person is not social, right? In fact, I see that this person is very well, really, really a social person. But at the same time, they have a great relationship towards themselves, which if they, for some reason, for example, if they have to, let's say, travel to a different country for some time because of a certain career choice, and they may go to a certain place where they don't know anyone, they may be isolated from their family and their friends because they are in a new environment, they're okay with that. Of course, they will miss their family, but they have a great relationship with themselves in the sense that they will be okay with the amount of time that they will have, like in the amount of time in which they will be separated from their loved ones, because they're okay with being by themselves. When this person is alone, they're not alone because they have great company, and this great company is themselves. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that this person has a great relationship with who they are. At the same time, they love to be with their family or with their friends. I see that this is a very social person, someone who likes to celebrate, someone who loves and to, like, they enjoy the time they have with their loved ones so much, and I actually see them being someone who is outgoing. This person may have to meet their friends or family like at least once a week, you know? They really need that. And it also makes them thrive because they love to be surrounded by, yeah, love. And this is why I was saying this person has so much love, and they're so generous with it. They love to give this love to their friends, to their family. This is a basic need that they have. They need to share their love, and it's also definitely coming through here. All right. I would like to talk, or start better to say, with your candle wax reading. Let me get your water ball. All right. So, for my dear pile, let me, I feel like I didn't light it up correctly. 1 second, please. Okay. All right. So, for my beautiful pile 2, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know? What messages do we have for you some more? As always, my dear, please give me a moment to tune into the energies here for my beautiful pile 2. For my beautiful pile 2, let's see. That's very interesting. I really feel like my dear pal too. And it's so interesting that this message is coming through like so fast. I really feel like your future spouse is someone who could have achieved a certain amount of recognition when it comes to them. Maybe this recognition is within their like work field, or maybe within their group of friends or their family, but some kind of recognition. Or for example, maybe for some of you guys, your future spouse could be like online wise, maybe popular online, or doing some kind of work in which like people see them, people follow them. But I'm receiving recognition. I'm hearing that. Or, for example, maybe they have received some prizes when it comes to the things they have accomplished when it comes to their work. But for some reason, I'm seeing that they have, yeah, they could be famous or popular for something that they've done or something they're doing. So, for example, when we talk about their work, maybe they're known within their work environment as the one who, I don't know, does the good deals or does great job, like whatever it may be. But this is something I'm seeing here. For my beautiful pile 2. Yeah, this is someone who definitely is giving me firm foundation kind of energy. I feel like this person has a great foundation when it comes to their life. This could be someone who also look like thinks forward in the way that not thinks forward. Excuse me. I mean like plans forward. That's what I mean. So, for example, maybe they have planned out where they want to be 5 years from now, or maybe they are doing a lot of things to secure themselves. For example, maybe this person has saved a lot, or they have invested as well into their future. But I really feel like this is someone who is like thinking towards the future, towards kind of like how to grow in the future, what to do today, your future self will thank you for kind of energy. Also, I really feel like, my dear pile 2, if you haven't gotten this message yourself by now, I really feel like this is definitely someone who sees the cup half full, someone who's an optimist, someone who believes in the good, someone who believes in sharing, someone who believes in giving, sharing your resources or your good energy with others. There is definitely something about this year as well. And it's so interesting to me. Yeah, this person. Okay, I'm hearing they're really good at, like, when it comes to their skills, they're really good. They have great skills. Okay, I'm hearing they have skills that are, like, people look for those skills that this person has. And also, this person is very quick in their energy. And maybe this is something that people also appreciate about them. Like, for example, in their work, they're very quick to act, they're very quick to do, they're very quick to deliver, I'm hearing. This is also something very interesting. This is definitely a very action-oriented person. Someone who's very supportive, someone who, when they say they do something, they do it. And this is something that I feel like you're going to love really, really much. Maybe some of you guys have come across people in the past who have talked a lot and made maybe even love promises, but it was just talking. It was not a lot of, like, acting. This person is someone, they act very quickly. So when they say something, you will see them doing it. But as I said in the beginning, they are definitely someone who will like, let their results talk for them. This person will not scream into the world all the things they want to do. You will see them doing it. But when we talk about relationships, I really feel like, my dear pile 2, when this person tells you something, they mean it. And that's also why this communication energy was so important. They're super honest, and, like, I feel like I'm almost getting your future self coming through, and your future self is telling me, like, how important or how much you value this person's words, because you know how valuable they are. You know that when they say something, like, that's exactly what it's all about. They're not playing games. They're not not holding their promises, And that's something you're definitely appreciating a lot here. This is the kind of friend, or let me put it that way. This is the kind of person a lot of people wants to be friends with. People love to be around them. People love their energy. This person is a really good friend. And people know that. In fact, I feel like for some of you guys, you will also, like, I talked about firm foundations, right? I feel like you guys, one thing that also connects you guys is actually a friendship. A great friendship that you guys have, which really brings you guys together, which really I'm hearing is something that some of you guys could have missed in the past. Or maybe this is something that's just, generally speaking, very important to you. Maybe it's very important for you to to have a spouse who is also a great friend of yours, or well, let me put it that way, who have a spouse who's also your best friend. This could be something that's very important to you as well. Another thing, the last thing I would like to say is that don't worry about the how. Don't worry about how you guys are going to meet. I'm hearing what is meant to find each other will find each other. Maybe some of you guys may stress around, like stress about it, or stress, a lot about, these things. Have trust, like, have trust that they're coming towards you. That's the last thing I'm hearing. And I feel like this is even maybe a message from your spirit guides, to be honest. Something which is very dear to them for you to know. Maybe you have been stressing about it for some time and your spirit guides are aware of this, and this is why it's so important for me to tell you. They want you to hear this. Okay, so, well, very, very intense, you guys. Very intense. My dear pal 1, not pal 1, pal 2, excuse me. My dear pal 2, this is all I have for you for today. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. Thank you so, so much for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me to connect with your wonderful energy. As always, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, of course, my dear, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 2, take care, my love. Hey, pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? Now, first of all, my dear, I would like to get you some oracle cards, and then we will dive a little bit deeper into the topic with some tarot. And after that, I'm going to get you guys a candle wax reading. So let's start straight away. Oh, one card already. Wow. For my beautiful pile 3. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? I feel like some of you guys could have also been drawn to another pile. If this is the case, then of course feel free to watch it. If not, then just stick with this one here. For my beautiful pile 3, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? All right. So, the first card we have is the networker archetype, and it says, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. All right, let's get you guys one more card. Okay. Oh, we have multiple cards, only one, please. For my beautiful pile 1. Okay. Pal 1. Pal 3, excuse me. Yeah, some of you guys could definitely be drawn to pal 1 or another pal as well. So the second archetype card we have for you guys is the Virgin archetype, and it says, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. All right, so for my beautiful pile 1, first of all, what I'm seeing here regarding who your future spouse is, I really feel like your future spouse works in a field in which they definitely connect with a lot of people, as this card also suggests, like networking with a lot of people. It could also be the case that your future spouse is someone who maybe has to go to different places, for work, or they interact with a lot of different people, clients. I just feel like your future spouse is someone who, and I'm just concentrating for now when it comes to their work, not yet personal life, just work now. that in this work energy, there is a lot of like coming and going. A lot of people who also may be very, very interested in their service. So, it could be the case that the first thing why I'm getting this energy is because your future spouse is working in a field where it's very natural to have a lot of interaction with like different people. Or another reason why this energy is coming through like this can also be because your future spouse could be someone who is very good at what they do and they're known for that. So there's a lot of people wanting their services. So a lot of people who really want to, yeah, them working for them, right? So this is something I'm seeing, which is also very interesting because even while I was shuffling, I really got the energy that your future spouse is someone who they deliver like really, really good. And that's interesting. I also got this message in another pal, so there could definitely be a connection. But as always, if you only were drawn to this pal, then just stick with this pal. But I really feel like your future spouse could be someone who, for example, could even be well known or respected for what they have to offer, for the skills or the abilities they have regarding their workspace. I'm hearing it took your future spouse a very, very long time to get at this point. For example, if education plays a game in this, for example, to get the degrees and stuff. But I'm also hearing that there is something about your future spouse, which is just like very, very natural good at it. So, like a talent, I guess, that your future spouse has, which makes them shine so different in their work field. So, for example, it could be the case that your future spouse is naturally a great communicator or someone who is very authentic and people feel very drawn to them. But also, skills wise, I just feel like they have a talent. So, for example, let's just say let's just say someone watching this, like your future spouse is some kind of counselor. This is just an example here. Of course your future spouse has the skills which are needed to be one, right? But at the same time they also come through with this energy which makes them so much more right for this job, like if someone goes to them, they feel like they're talking to someone who's very authentic, someone who has a very inviting energy. And this is just an example. Of course, this natural talent can be in a lot of different ways regarding what kind of job they have. And this is just an example. So, yeah, but I really feel like your future spouse is coming through with a lot of talent. And what I also find very interesting is that I really feel like a lot of people may even want to learn from your future spouse. So your future spouse has skills which are sought after, and also we have the element of information in this card. And it could even be the case that a lot of this also comes from experiences that this person has gathered. So they could be someone who a lot of people want to collaborate with because they have experience in that field, right? And they have information that comes through experience. It's not something you learn while studying, it's something that you learn when you are out in the real world and you know, really go for the job and you do it, you experience it times and times and times. So I do feel like not only when we talk about the work, genuinely speaking, I really feel like your future spouse is someone who is pretty experienced, general speaking. So, someone who has already experienced a lot in life, someone who has seen a lot, who has come around, maybe traveled a lot, has maybe even done like different jobs. I feel like they have a lot to share regarding their life experiences. And what I also like get from this energy is that your future spouse is someone who has definitely great social skills. They are giving me more so the energy of a extrovert, but I feel like they just know how to communicate, they know how to get along with people. They're very adaptable as well when it comes to situations. Like they know when it's appropriate to, behave in certain situations. Because I feel like this person has interacted with a lot of different people in a lot of different situations. So, for example, they could have been in different countries, which are, well, they're different from where they come from, but they understand that, like for example, maybe in their country something is not a big deal, but in another country, maybe doing certain things could be seen as rude or not appropriate, right? And this is a very respectful individual. So, yeah, they definitely think things through, and also someone who's very compassionate, excuse me. That's another thing I'm seeing here. They could also be quite busy at times because of their work. As I said, I feel like they may get a lot of emails or a lot of, mail I'm hearing here because of, what it is that they do. Yeah, definitely some popular energy around this work. Another thing I would like to talk about here is the fact that I really feel like your future spouse is someone who they could look younger than they are. Like, it could be the case that when you get to know how old they are, you would have thought that they were younger than that. But it's not only about looks, it's this person's energy. I really feel like they have a very youthful energy about them, which influences how people perceive them. Because, I mean, energy always influences how people perceive us. Of course, there is the shell, there is the physical appearance, the looks, but our energy can have a huge influence on that. And I really feel like this person's coming through with a very special energy that you may have never encountered before. With the version archetype being here, the version archetype is a very special one. It's a very interesting one as well. And it says maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. And this is something that is so difficult if we look at the kind of world we're living in, right? I mean, you know, staying true to yourself or staying like maintaining this purity of heart, this purity of spirit. It's something that can be pretty harsh when this reality, has so much out there for us that just break us sometimes, or even make us really like make our hearts cold, or really make us lose the softness. And it's kind of like a survival mechanism, right? We feel like we need to toughen up, we need to like protect ourselves. I really feel like, and this is what I'm talking about regarding their energy, you're gonna sense that there is something about your future spouse that you feel. You can't quite understand or maybe explain where this comes from, but there is this intuitive, I guess, observing energy that you're gonna get when it comes to your future spouse, that this is someone who has a very pure spirit. Even if this person may try to sell themselves in a way in which they're coming through as like very tough, especially like work-wise, you know, you need to be formal and you need to some like show yourself, show up a certain way, right? Because it's appropriate in that formal setting. Even if your future spouse is like showing to be a certain way, when you really get to know them, you will understand how soft they really are. You know, like there is this quote or this saying, better to say. Oh my goodness, I don't know how it goes in English, but it's like all about like a hard shell but a soft inside, right? I don't know. I hope you guys understand what I mean. Like very often people may show themselves a certain way, but when we look into their inside, they're like very different. And it's not like they're playing a role or anything like that. It's also about protecting yourself. You know, if you are a very sensitive person or a very pure person, I mean, some people don't want to scream it out because sometimes you may get attention that may not be the best, because people sometimes think that being soft is a weakness, which it absolutely isn't. In fact, there is nothing more powerful, or there is nothing that screams more strength than being courageous enough to be strong in this tough world. And what I find very interesting about your future spouse is that, especially when we talk about the first impressions, maybe you hear about your future spouse or you see them very briefly without really getting to know them, without really observing their energy. You may think they are a certain way, but once you really get to know them, you come to the conclusion that, wow, no, this person is absolutely not what I thought they would be. And I hear in a positive way, not to say that you're getting a bad first impression, no, but it could be a little bit wrong first impression. And I really feel like once you like genuinely get to know your future spouse, you're gonna see this person has such a big heart and such a pure heart. Like there is something so precious about them. And you're gonna see the innocence and the heart space. This is so interesting because I've received two energies coming through, and it is so interesting because one person could say, well, these energies are complete opposites, right? Like, how is that supposed, like, I wouldn't understand, but looking into these energies, I really understand that this person is someone who, when you are in a relationship with them, you will get the privilege to see their heart space, which is full of love and softness, as I said, purity. I throughout the whole reading, I received the message that, and I really feel like it's coming through stronger and stronger, and now I understand the connection. What I'm seeing here is that I really feel like, my dear pile 3, this could be a soul heart to heart connection here. Your future spouse could be actually someone who you have a very deep connection with. Someone who, as some people would say, you have a spiritual connection with. Because when I talk about this purity of the heart, you seeing that, it's like a recognition, you know, recognizing the other person for who they are, seeing beyond the surface and really looking into the spirit and having this connection. Yeah. I really feel like you're gonna see this person as a soulmate. Someone who you have this connection with, and it's just, wow. I'm sorry, you guys, like, I'm getting so many sensations coming my way, like, energy wise, and sometimes I feel like I really need to pause for a second to take it all in, because like I feel like I'm getting more energies coming through than I can actually talk. Like I can't talk that fast, and it's just something so interesting to witness. With this person, you're gonna understand that, or let me put it that way, with this person, you're gonna understand what a heart to heart like connection really is. Wow. And you know what another thing I would like to say, this energy is especially gonna be very crucial for those of you guys who may have a hard time to open up, hard time when it comes to putting yourself in a relationship or becoming vulnerable, or even we talk about intimacy. I really feel like you need this safeness, and you may have sometimes a difficult time to open up, because of course it can take you to a very vulnerable place, which unfortunately people associate vulnerability with a weakness, because people think that this means that, you know, someone can overpower them or use them because of experiences, right? Many people have been vulnerable and regretted it because people have taken advantage of it. There is something about this pile which is all about this purity, this innocence, this vulnerable energy that sometimes in this world can be seen as a weakness, even though it is pure strength as its purest form. And if sometimes you guys struggle with that, what I find very interesting to see here is that with this person, and definitely the connection I've talked about plays also a big role, because once again, there's going to be this recognition. You're going to feel a lot. You're going to have those insights coming your way. And I really feel like with your future spouse, it's going to be easier for you to open up than maybe with your previous partners, if some of you guys have had any. Let me see if there is anything more. I feel like that's it for now. Let's get you guys some tarot cards. For my beautiful pile one, who will you marry, my dear? Who's your future spouse? Let's see. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? For my beautiful pile 3. So, the first card we have is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, I would like to say something, because I already feel like this energy is coming through. Now, my dear pile 3, one thing you're really going to love about your future spouse is the fact that your future spouse is going to be someone who will be patient with you. And patience in the kind of world we're living in, where, you know, everything has to be quick, and also like attention wise, I mean, everything is gonna just be a few seconds, right? when we think about, for example, social media, right, where everything has to be short and everything has to be very, very fast. But even in real world, it has, in a way, influenced that. I really feel like one thing you're going to appreciate about your future spouse so much is the fact that you feel like they're there for you. And when they are with you, you are what they are focusing on. Like, all I can think about is the very simple example of, let's just say, two people going out together, like to a restaurant, but then you see them. Both of the people are in their phones, they're talking, but their attention is in their phones. Like, they may even sometimes not say anything at all because they're just focused on the phone and everything on it. This is what I'm talking about when I say that, or better to say the opposite is what I'm talking about when I'm saying one thing that you're going to appreciate about your future spouse is that when you are with them, you will be all they're focused on. And this is something you're going to really appreciate because maybe you have had those similar experiences I just talked about in which you felt like, well, I'm connecting with someone, but in a way I'm not really connecting because I don't really feel like seen or heard. And with your future spouse, that's something very, very interesting that's coming through here because that's the first message I'm receiving. You feeling seen, you feeling heard. Also, I'm hearing you feeling understood. And coming back to the patience element, it is more than that. I really feel like for some of you guys, this patience, it can go to a lot of different areas of your life and your future spouse's life, but it's all about your future spouse being patient with you and respecting you. So there could be a lot of different examples, but let's just say, maybe some of you guys, you don't want to get intimate from the beginning, and you really appreciate your future spouse for, being patient and waiting for you to feel comfortable or you feel like it's the right time. And of course, this is something which is, it's the basic, right? This is something which, of course, there is no doubt about the fact that this is how it should be. But sometimes people feel pressured, unfortunately, right? And they feel like their partner isn't like patient with them, and they just want everything fast, and the person can even sometimes feel very much pressured into things. And this can be connected to any example. This intimate energy was just an example here. We can also say, let's say, maybe someone wants to take it slow regarding moving in together, and the other person wants to like do it fast, pressure. Like, what I see here regarding your future spouse is the fact that they will wait. And of course, it depends on you and your personal situation, but it's all about someone who sees the value in you and the worth in you as well, and the respect, they respect you, and they will not pressure you into anything, or they will respect your speed, no matter what we're talking about, even like relationship wise. Maybe for some of you guys, I've talked about the fact that yes, for some of you maybe it's a little bit difficult for you to open up, but with your future spouse it could be easier. Still though, you may need your time. Your future spouse is going to give you this time. They're going to respect that. And this is what I'm talking about, okay? So there is this element of patience in here, because your future spouse sees you as someone that they want to have in their life. And they want to nurture you the same, like the right way, so this can grow between you guys. Just the same way, look at this illustration. We have these roots and there is a little tree growing, right? And it really looks like this person's like really caring for the tree so it can grow the best way possible. And we see the incredible roots that this tree has, this mini tree, right? I mean, look at how, wow, they're so deeply rooted, so strong. It's wonderful. Like the seeds are definitely doing their thing, right? And this is also with like relationships, right? I mean, we have to give a relationship certain things for it to grow. And a relationship is not something easy, right? It can be a lot. But it's all about, you know, wanting to compromise and wanting to work on this with the right person, being willing to do it because we see value in it, right? And I really feel like your future spouse, they're gonna be so ready for this because they love you and they respect you. Let's continue. Okay, one card fell. We have the Knight of Wands. Let me get all the cards because I feel like I can then, because I feel like I talk too much about one card, and when I get the whole spread, let me see. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. We got your card selection card, the Lovers. Let's get you guys one last card. Oops. Too many. Okay. And we got the Strength card for you, my beautiful pile 3. Give me a second. All right. At the back of the deck, we have the Emperor here, which is very interesting because I already got this Emperor energy coming through in the beginning. All right, so for my beautiful pile 3, what else do you need to know regarding your future spouse? I really would like to say that I feel like your future spouse is someone who is very grounded. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So, what I'm hearing here is that, well, if you see or if you look at them, if you interact with them in the like outside and stuff, you're gonna see them as someone who is very grounded, very put together, cool, calm, collected kind of energy. Someone who knows what they're doing, someone who has everything where it has to be. When you get to know them relationship-wise, like really get to know them and they open up and you guys move into a relationship, you're gonna see how incredible passionate this person is. And there is like this whole volcano, this whole volcano within them that wants to be explored. And this is like, you guys, seriously, this is a very passionate person. Even like in their energy, someone who loves to express themselves, who loves to explore, who loves to experience. And it is so interesting because I really feel like, also because of the previous messages we got, this is a side of them that they don't just show anyone. Like they really need this person at their side who they can open up, you know, this innocent heart that I talked about, who this innocent heart is safe with, you know, like this person is what they need. And then when they found the right person, they're gonna show you, you know, all the things that are, yeah, within them, which they only show to this one romantic person. So, for example, you know, look at the emperor here. They look like cool, calm, collected, someone who, I mean, not someone who necessarily is, I mean, maybe passionate about their work, right? But someone who's definitely more so in like the mind and the practical stuff. But then we have the energy of this fire, which you will see. Look at the Knight of Wands, you know, someone who, I mean, they look pretty different, you know, in the way they come through. And the Knight of Wands, someone who's literally like, I mean, drums are loud, and then there's the fire, and you can see the hair, and it's just someone who is really allowing their, yeah, inner wild energy to come through. And this doesn't really look wild, right? So there's this part of them that they allow to come through with the right person, and this is going to be their spouse, and this is going to be something that you're going to see. And I really feel like you love this about them. You love their passionate side, because it really resonates with your passionate side. Like, you guys, I'm hearing, okay, that's interesting, I heard you can be freaky together, whatever this is supposed to mean. Maybe this is for someone out there, but this is what I heard. Let's be freaky together. We can be freaky together, yeah. Okay, like, that's interesting. This is something I'm definitely seeing here. But another thing I would like to talk about here, which I find very interesting, is the depth of love. Because love is gonna open this door, you know? And what I find very interesting as well is, I talked about this recognition, I talked about this soulmate energy that could be there. And the Lover's card, not the meaning, just the illustration. I mean, just look at it. There's something about this moment that these two people share. I mean, they're looking into each other's eyes, very, very, or I'm not quite sure, are they closing their eyes? But it just feels like this very intimate moment between the two. And it's almost like becoming one. This is something that you guys are gonna experience with your future spouse. I feel like it's gonna be a very passionate love. It's gonna be a very intense love. I also, okay, that's very random. It has nothing to do with the messages I received so far, but I'm also hearing power couple. So for some reason, people may see you guys as a power couple. There's this connection, this bond. Bond is a better word, I guess. And it's gonna be undeniable between you guys. Another thing I would like to talk about here is that, well, we have a lot of fire energy in here. I mean, it could be the case that one of you guys is a fire sign, but it doesn't have to be, because I concentrate here more so on the energy rather than the zodiac signs and stuff. But I feel like I would like to mention that, you know, that there's this fire energy that I'm receiving coming through here. And I really feel like this allows you guys both to explore a lot. Allow your creativity, allow your passion for exploration to just flow freely, whether it's connected to intimacy, whether it's connected to your like personal life together, or even like expressing yourselves through some kind of like work collaboration, for example. But there is this exploration energy that really wants to come through. And I really feel like for you, my dear pile 3, that's gonna be a or one of the most beautiful things about your relationship, that together you guys can go on a new journey and you can experience it together, you know? Just feeling so good about also leaving the comfort zone, which can sometimes be the complete opposite of good. I mean, it can be pretty just difficult and hard to leave your comfort zone for a variety of reasons, right? But I feel like I see two people like holding hand in hand and embarking on this journey and being excited about what's to come, even if they don't know what's to come, even if there is always this uncertainty, but embracing the uncertainty, welcoming it together. This is an element, this together, like togetherness, you know. Let me see. I'm also I'm getting a scenario like popping in my mind, something I just saw. Very random things, but I feel like even though they may be random, there is a reason for it. You know, for someone, they are the messages that need to be heard. I'm sorry, heard. And what I saw was, I literally saw two people being in their pajamas and cooking together in the kitchen. Now, this can be something so simple and nothing special at all for some people, but for other people, it's all about the meaning it holds, right? Being comfortable with each other, being in the pajamas and cooking together, you know, being together, engaging in a activity together, and then something that feels so nurturing, like eating and cooking, right? Food. I really feel like you're gonna get those moments. And it's also all about appreciating the small moments as well. Well, for some people, this may not be a small moment, this may be something very big. But a lot of people see those things as not important or normal or like small things. But in this relationship, you're gonna see the beauty of those small memories and those small moments of happiness, and you're really gonna appreciate that. And it's so interesting how throughout this whole energy, the element of gratitude was also very high. I really feel like you guys, you're gonna have not only so much respect for each other, but there is also so much gratitude in here. Gratitude for having the other person, but also for, you know, the relationship you guys are capable to create with each other, for having each other. Is there anything more? Let me see. Another thing I would like to say is that, and this has something to do with the cards, this is something I feel like I would like to say. Some of you guys may need to set up better boundaries for some reason. Make sure that you have healthy boundaries up, because it's all about saying yes to yourself. And even though sometimes it may be difficult to say no to others, but at the same time, it will be saying yes to yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure if something is too much, or you feel like you need to take a time for yourself, to give it to yourself, you know. I don't know why this is coming through. This is like very random. And this is about you. It's not about your future spouse. It's about you and your life right now as you're watching this. This advice to make sure that you have boundaries up which support your well-being. Yeah. And as I said, it's okay to say no. That's another thing. I would like to get you guys one more tarot spread, or better to say a few tarot cards, and then we will start with your candle wax reading. For my beautiful pile 3. For my beautiful pile 3. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What else do you need to know? Maybe about your relationship, appearance, whatever is supposed to come through. Look at that. The Two of Cups. Yeah. We got the Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness. A lot of cards. We have the Emperor coming through once again. All right. One last card. And we have the Page of Cups. All right, give me a moment. I really feel like, my dear pile 3, another thing I would like to say here is this is so interesting. Okay. I really feel like your future spouse is going to be the one trying to pursue you. Something for you to know. I also feel like the feelings and emotions developing between you guys are going to be pretty fast. At the same time, still, your future spouse will give you the time you need. Even though they may feel a lot of things for you, they will let you know, but they will give you, the opportunity to, of course, go with your speed, right? But regarding the emotions, it's pretty quickly. And I'm seeing from both of you guys. Both of you guys are gonna develop a lot of feelings for each other very fast. And in fact, okay, I'm gonna say it. I always say that, take it how it resonates, right? Because some of you guys may not believe in it, and that's totally fine, totally okay. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But when I receive a message, I need to mention it. So what I'm seeing here is that for some of you guys, this could literally be what people call love at first sight. You developing a lot of things for this person from the beginning on. No matter what the impression is going to be, even if you in the beginning think, well, maybe this person, they're a little bit rougher, still you can't deny what you're feeling, even though when you meet them and get to know them, you actually see, oh, they're softer than I thought. But still the emotions are gonna, big yes. I also would like to talk about the fact that, okay, for some of you guys, of course, as always, take it how it resonates, but there could even be some age gaps here. It doesn't have to be like, I mean, I feel like it's all about what you see as an age gap. Like for some people, 2 years are a huge age gap. For others, 10 years are not that much, right? So it's always about what we see or how we see something, better to say. But I'm hearing, according to maybe, of course, take it how it resonates because a lot of people are watching. But for some of you guys, there could be some age gaps here. Um, and if it's not per se age gap, it can also be the fact that one of you, and I do feel like it's more so your future spouse because I got this message coming through already, they may have experienced a lot of things. And maybe that's why I'm getting this difference in here. They could have experienced a lot of things, like more than you, and it gives you the impression, because I'm looking at this also from your perspective, it gives you the impression that this is someone who is coming through as very, very mature because they have those experiences, and you see that as, yeah, such, yeah. But of course, for some, it can also be literally an age gap. Let me see. I do feel like also your future spouse could be a little bit different from you regarding certain areas of your life, whether it's appearance, whether it's your guys' background, but there could be some differences here. Also, regarding the question, another thing I feel like for you, my dear pile 3, your future spouse regarding appearance, like I'm seeing someone who like their clothes are very, very classy, very elegant. For some, they could even wear some kind of uniform or something formal because of their career, for example. Yeah, that's all I'm getting so far. So I would say let's start with your candle wax reading, my dear. All right. So let me get you guys your candle. All right. As always, my dear, please give me a moment to tune into the energies here. Let's see, for my beautiful pile 3. Who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? Or what do you need to know about this? Some more. Okay. There's one thing I would like to say, a message that I'm receiving. Your future spouse is not someone who's scared of, what's the best word? It's kind of like releasing or leaving, I guess. You know, sometimes people have a very hard time to leave something or release something because maybe they're holding on to it. Even if it may sometimes not be the best thing for them, still there's this, yeah, this difficult energy with actually cutting cords, right? I find it very interesting that the first message I'm receiving here is that your future spouse is a person who's really good at letting go. I do feel like this is someone who takes care of themselves, of their well-being and stuff, and they just don't have time to entertain things that are not good for them, whether it's people or whether it's situations. This is someone who invests their time into things which are fruitful. Like they have so many things to take care of, and if they feel like, let's say they have a certain friend who's absolutely not good and very toxic, then they don't see any reason to keep them in their life. Even if this friend is maybe a very old friend, but if they come to the conclusion that they have become very toxic, or maybe they've been toxic for a very long time, they're just gonna say, like, no. And that's so interesting because I got the message for you guys, right? To make sure that you have healthy boundaries and to make sure that you also say no for yourself whenever you feel the need to. And I don't know why I remembered that. So maybe, that's like an example, and for you to see that this is also something your future spouse does. Or maybe for some of you guys, it has also something to do with like friends regarding even you. Maybe some of you guys, yeah, it's connected to your friends, but of course it doesn't have to, but I just had to remember that. That's why I said this. I really feel like for you, my dear pile 3, and that's very interesting, your future spouse, they've gone through, and I feel like it's not really that long ago. It's recent energy, yeah. The energy is not old, it's new. I really feel like your future spouse may have recently gone through some kind of a transformation in their life. And it feels like a transformation of the self, not so much circumstance or career or such thing. No, it's more so about them. So, for example, maybe they have physically changed something through, let's say, workout or through certain training. Maybe they have gained or lost weight for their well-being. Let me see. Yeah, I do feel like it's a physical transformation here. I see them being very satisfied with it. Like they're very happy about what they've accomplished. That's what I and what I also find very interesting regarding this energy is the fact that they feel like if I have to put this energy, because it's also transformation energy, let's think of for some of you guys, if you are familiar with tarot, let's think about the death card. The death card is in the tarot all about this transformation energy, but at the same time, it can also signify this rebirth, because very often when something transforms, there is this birthing of this new form, right? The old form dies and the new form is birthed, right? And I really feel like this person may even feel like they literally went through rebirth through that. So whatever this physical change was, it was desired, it was something they wanted, something they did consciously. And I do feel like their well-being has played a big role here. That's definitely another thing I'm seeing. And definitely something that they had to stay motivated on. And this is why I said maybe for their well-being, they did something, they worked out, or they had to lose weight, they had to gain weight, you know. So there is this element of staying persistent, determined, and motivated for a certain physical goal. I'm hearing one thing. I'm hearing the truth will always come through, whatever this is supposed to mean. And yeah, what I also find very interesting is that going back to this rebirth energy, I really feel like, my dear pile 3, there is something about you which is also changing. And I'm talking about right now, you know, when you're watching this video, something in your life that's coming through here. You yourself as well going through a transformation which also gives you the opportunity to let go. It's so interesting how the things I've talked about your future spouse in a way are mirroring your energy. I really feel like you as well, there is this transformation energy coming forward, that you're attracting, and it's very important for you to let go. I'm hearing what 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 is this about? What should be released? Okay, I'm hearing release what is hindering, or what could be a burden to this relationship. So for example, maybe some of you guys, you feel like you still have something like an ex energy which could influence this somehow, like this relationship, or you feel like you didn't quite healed from something from the past. But I do feel like it has something to do with, like, relationships. It doesn't always have to be love. It can even be friendship wise or family wise, but something which you may feel like needs your healing emotionally as well. Then this is definitely an invitation here for you to make this a priority. Because I feel like for some reason, like, the fact it came through shows that this is something you are supposed to work through before this person comes into your life, or before things get official with your future spouse, if they have already come in your life, for example. Something to overcome, so the sabotaging energy will not be there. Okay, that's interesting. So self-sabotaging energy is coming through here. And I'm also receiving another message here, which is also all about you. I'm hearing you will receive a gift soon, some kind of a gift. What is that supposed to mean? Can we get more information about the gift? I'm hearing a gift that will help you on your journey. It could be a gesture, it could be an actual physical gift, but something which will support you. I'm not receiving whether this is a gift in the form of an opportunity coming your way, you know, from the universe, or whether it's an actual physical gift which someone will give you. So I guess, you know, it can be very different for every, like each and every one of you guys, but I'm hearing be receptive, like open, be open to the gift. Well, that's interesting. You guys, like, interesting messages. Is there anything more? I really feel like that's all. Yeah. I feel like the candle wax energy, we didn't have a lot of messages for you. Also, that's why, yeah. So, my dear pile 3, thank you so, so much for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me, of course, to connect with your wonderful energy. As always, my dear, if there's something you would like to share with us, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. And also, I invite you to like and subscribe if you haven't done so far. Also, my dear, of course, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, of course, you can also feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pile 3, take care, my love.